Good morning, boys. Hope you all had watched first PPT of history class where I had explained you about advent of Aryans, Brahmavarta and Aryavarta and literature of early Vedic and later Vedic period. We know that among the Vedas, Rig Veda was composed during early Vedic period. So when today we will learn about political, social and economical life of early Vedic society, the main source of information is Rig Veda. In this PPT, we will also come to know about social structure, position of women, Varna and caste system, dress, food, amusement and religion, and also we will come to know about the occupation and trades and of early Vedic period. So, in political structure, first let me describe you what is Jana. This one, Jana are group of tribes. Okay, just like it is just like the districts of today's society, which is formed with several villages and cities. Sundargarh district, Rourkela comes under that. Just like that, Janas are group of tribes, and Rajan was the head or leader of the people living in Janas. He was the leader of people in war and protected them from enemies. So he was called the protector of the people. The king was governed with the help of Purohit. So here Purohit, the priest, he enjoyed a very important position in the royal court. He was only he not only gave advice to the ruler but also recited mantras. Mantras mean sacred chants, and did yagyas for the success of king in wars. So, and the anatomy of the king was contained by two popular bodies, that is Sabha and Samiti. Senani, or the commander of the armed forces, his work was to protect the people of the Janas from enemies. And two assemblies were there, Sabha and Samiti, which helped the king in taking important decision for the community. The Sabha it was just like Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So, the Sabha was the council of elders and Samiti was the national assembly of all the citizens. The Samiti was called into sessions on important occasions like king's coronation and to make decisions about war and peace. The Sabha performed advisory and judicial function. Now the name of several types and their rulers are recorded in Rig Veda. In all that, Bharat was the most famous. Bharat, just see the name. Okay. Bharat was the most famous of these tribes. They fought battles with different iron rivals and non-iron origins also. And the most famous battle found by the Aryan tribe was called Dashrajana. That means the battle of 10 kings. And with this victory, the Bharat tribe established its overlordship over Rig Vedic India. Now, why I described you this story? From this word, the name of our country came, Bharat. Okay, that's why I told you this story. Now, to understand the social structure of early Vedic period, here you can see one flow chart. So, in this one, first I will tell you about the family. Okay, families, what is that? The family or kul was the unit of social organization in Rig Vedic India. the Aryan society was patriarchal in nature. What is meaning of patriarchal? It means that the father or the eldest person was the head of the family and he was called Grihapati. And when many such families made up gram or village. Okay, so many such families, they live in a village or it is called gram, and the head of the gram was Gramini. Several villages make tribes which is called Vis. Okay, tribes were called Vis and the head of the tribes was Vishapati. And when all the tribes, they collectively known as Jana, and head of the Jana was the Rajan or king of that place. So now we will discuss about position of women in early Vedic period. So women in the early Vedic age enjoyed a respectable and prominent role in the society. They could get educated equal as men. So important female scholars are there, just like we can get the name of Apala, Ghosha, Lopamudra. They grew up to be great philosophers. Even they had composed many hymns of Rig Veda. So women could choose their husband through a grand ceremony called Swayamvara. Concept of remarriage was also being practiced, and boys, you will be surprised to know that there is no evidence of child marriage, sati pratha, parda system in this early Vedic period. Now let us discuss about the Varna or caste system of this society. So there is a reference in the Rig Veda about 4 castes based on the occupation of the people. They were called Varnas. So what are these Varnas? First, Brahmanas. So the learned priests were referred to as Brahmins, and then the warrior were the Kshatriyas. Okay, Kshatriyas were the warriors, and people engaged in trades were Vaishyas. That means Vaishyas are the businessmen of that society, and Shudras, they were the laborers who served the Aryans. So regarding Shudra, many scholars think that the Dasas or Dasyus of the Veda period, they were Shudra. So as we know, the Sapta Sindhu region at that time was also inhabited by another group of people referred to as Dasas or Dasyus in the Vedas. According to the Vedas, the Dasyus lived with their cattle in the fortified city. That means the city which is separated with walls from others. They spoke a language which was different from the Aryans, and they did not perform sacrifices like the Aryans. So the Aryan had to fight several battles with the Dasyus and struggled hard to subdue them. So that's why many people think, as they were not performing all the sacrifices or not reciting the hymns, so those Dasyus and Dasas are the Shudras. Now, but the most important part of Varna system in early Vedic period was there was no strict demarcation of this caste, and there was no restriction on intercaste marriage. A person could adopt any profession he or she desired to. So, and there is an excerpt from the Rig Veda which says that I am a poet, my father is a physician, and my mother grinds corn on a stone. This extract shows that there was no restriction or no strict demarcation of the caste system in this period. So regarding the dresses of Aryan period, men and women wore garments of cotton or wool. Their dress consists of two pieces of unstitched cloth, the uttariya or upper garment, this one, just see, this one, and antariya or lower one, lower garment. The rich people wore garments embroidered with gold. They also used any other metals also to decorate their garments. The people wore their hair long and tied turbans on their head. They also wore ornaments and flowers. The ornaments were made of metal like gold or copper or variety of beads. And now regarding what they eat, the Aryan ate simple nutritious food. Wheat, barley, maize, fruits, vegetables formed their staple diet. They consumed milk and milk product. They were very fond of honey, and they drink and their drinks like soma and sura was also very popular. Now, how they amuse themselves? So the Aryan were fond of outdoor activities like carrot racing and hunting. They also fond of music and dance. Indoor activities like dice and board games were also very popular. Now let us discuss about religion or religious beliefs of Aryan people. So Aryan believed in one supreme power, that is the creator of the universe. They worshipped the different forces of nature as gods and goddesses. Indra, it was known, the god of rain and thunder, was the most important god. Agni, the god of fire, was next in importance. It was believed that Agni carries messages to heaven in the form of smoke. That's why Yajna was very popular. And and Surya, the sun god, Varuna, the god of water, Vayu, the god of wind, Soma, the god of plants, Prithvi, the goddess of earth, Usha, the goddess of dawn, and Yam, that is the god of death, were some of the other gods worshipped by Aryans. All these gods and goddesses were supposed to be different form of the one supreme being. The people recited prayers in praise of these gods for good health and for their families. So we don't get any evidence about building of temples or ideals. So what we can conclude that early Vedic people did not build temples or ideals. Their gods were worshipped in the open air by chanting hymns or making offering that is grain, ghee, milk to them. The yajnas were performed by the brahmanas, and the entire family took part in yajnas and other religious ceremonies. Now boys, this is one thing which is very clear, that these Aryan people, they understood that nature is all powerful and they cannot sustain the fury of nature. And that we should feel today also, that today how we are facing all this type of diseases and cyclones. So this we should also, I think, worship this, all this form of nature. So boys, now let us discuss about economic life of these people. So at first the Aryan were nomadic people who often moved from one place to another. Later they began to live a settled life. The cow was considered very valuable and was a mark of wealth. The king gifted cows to priests. The early Vedic people seem to have known about agriculture, because the plow, which was possibly made of wood, is mentioned in the Rig Veda. The early Vedic farmers had knowledge of the different seasons and their effects on agriculture. The main crops cultivated were barley, wheat, cotton, pulses and oil seeds. Rice cultivation was rare because we don't find any evidence about rice cultivation in Rig Veda. So, and Rig Veda also mentioned different artisans and craftsmen, including chariot makers, weavers, leather workers, and potters. Metal work, regarding metal work, we don't get any evidence like that, but the use of copper and bronze was popular. And the villages of that period were self-sufficient during this period. The main important point of this part was that the villages were self-sufficient during this period. Now, regarding trade, a verse in the Veda says that the price of the image of Indra was 10 cows. So from this we may conclude that the barter system was prevalent and cows were the prize possessions of the Aryans. The use of coin as a means of exchange was not known to them. Now, many scholars think that the cow is used as a metaphor. So, what is metaphor? In English, you have learned. Maybe you have learned. Metaphor is an example given for something. That means, for example, if anyone is saying that he is a walking encyclopedia, what does that mean? That means that he is very learned person. Like that, many scholars think that cow had been used as a metaphor for all these purposes. So, but there is no evidence regarding this. So, but that is for sure, the use of coins as a means of exchange was not known to them. They built wheeled cart and chariots to enable them to move from one place to another. There is no evidence to indicate the use of iron. Literary reference, however, prove the use of copper and bronze also. These all shows that the villages were self-sufficient during this period. So with this we come to the end of this chapter, and whatever question answers and objective type questions are given in your textbook, I have written all the answers in this slides. Okay, now see the fill in the blanks, it is there. Then next slide, the question number B is there. Take the sentence that are true and correct the others. It is, and then the multiple choice questions, match the followings, and then question answer. All the answers also answered in brief. All these answers I have given, and you are going to write it down in your classwork notebook. So boys, now let us conclude with the concept map that between 1500 BCE to 1000 BCE, the Aryan had believed to have come to India from Central Asia and settled in the Saptasindhu region, which was called Brahmavarta. And Vedic literature was extremely important in this part. There were 4 Vedas and Brahmanas, Aranyakas, Upanishad, Puranas and epic like Ramayana and Mahabharata were composed in this period, and Rig Veda was composed during the early Vedic period, so it is also known as Rig Vedic period. And regarding the political life or of this period, the king or Rajan was the head of many important tribes grouped together into janas, and society was divided into 4 main caste or varna system based on occupation. And the varna system was flexible and people were allowed to change their occupation. Women held an important position in the society. The Aryans worshipped forces of nature. They sang hymns in praise of the gods and performed sacrifices. The Aryan were mainly a pastoral people. They did not trade much with foreign lands. So this is the end of this chapter. Stay safe, learn more, write or whatever work I have given, write it down in the notebooks. And again, if you are having any doubt, you can contact me. Till then, goodbye.